And joining us now with more is Wayne Parrott, Professor of Genetics and Genomics at the University of Georgia. Wayne, thanks for joining us tonight.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Thank you, Wayne. Let's get straight into it. How likely is it that the GMO wheat has indeed contaminated other supplies?
From all the reports that I hear, there has been extensive testing by both exporting and importing entities, and thus far, they have not found any other cases of it.
Still, Japan and South Korea have placed restrictions on imports of U.S. wheat. How significantly is this impacting the U.S. wheat export market?
I'm more on the science side than on the economic side, I'm afraid.
All right, so let's focus on the science side. What would it mean for the consumer if some GMO wheat got into the mix and ended up on our plates?
The wheat has been thoroughly reviewed by FDA, and FDA has found it to be as safe as conventional wheat. And furthermore, it's actually the exact same trait that is in many other crops and which has been reviewed by agencies ranging from Health Canada to the European Food Safety Authority to Korean FDA to China Ministry of Agriculture and so forth. And they all agree that there is no reason to be concerned.
So is this all much ado about nothing?
In my opinion, it is.
Okay, well, seems that U.S. voters tend to agree because they rejected Prop 37, which would have required retailers and food companies to label products made with genetically modified ingredients. Companies like Monsanto's and Hershey said that GMO labeling would be costly for consumers and it would hurt small businesses and such. So do you agree? Why is non-GMO food so much more expensive than GMO food?
I'm not sure that it's expensive unless you want to impose artificial requirements on it. The FDA philosophy is that all consumers have a right to know that their food is safe, and they also have a right to know if there is something in their food that could harm them. So if you keep in mind that GMO is actually not an ingredient, it's not an ingredient at all, it's actually a process, then sometimes this process might put something in your food, in which case FDA says it's got to be labeled. But the vast majority of the time with the products we have right now, it really doesn't. So another FDA requirement is that labels have to be truthful. So if you say, has 0.1% GMO or whatever the threshold is, you have to be able to test it. And this testing is what gets expensive. So it would be the testing and compliance that would add to the cost.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much, Wayne Parrott, Professor of Genetics and Genomics at the University of Georgia.